Appearing in an explosion of bright neon colors and flashy animations, Dohna Dohna Let's Do Bad Things Together is the most colorful and dazzling ero-RPG visual novel I've ever played. But despite its glamorous visuals, beneath the surface is a much darker underside that you can't escape from. Hi, my name is August and I want to help you find something great to read and experience. And today we're going to take a look at a stylish visual novel RPG developed by Alicesoft, the same developers who gave you Rance and Evenicle. Today, let's take a look at Dohna Dohna, Let's Do Bad Things Together. Dohna Dohna is a visual showstopper. With its one-of-a-kind art direction, the visual novel is eye-popping, ranging from its character designs, background art, UI interface, and its cheeky in-game animations. This game oozes in visual style and expression, a great representation of our ragtag group of rebellious characters. Along with its heart-pumping electronic techno music, it creates a type of environment that has you hyped for whatever crazy tomfoolery these characters are up to. Whether it's raiding art museums, taking down gangster clowns, or fighting the spherical robot from The Incredibles. However, for something as visually impressive and happy-go-lucky as it appears, it's deceptive, where for those not expecting it, are going to be very conflicted when they face Dohna Dohna's more unpleasant aspects. Dohna Dohna has a very jarring moral whiplash. In order to fund our characters' rebellious operations, they need money, and the way they obtain money is through their brothel business. Clients come to the brothel and you can select which girls to pair up with a customer for services. The better the girls perform, and the more they suit the customer's special preferences, the more money you get. However, such hustling work can damage the goods. So to make the girls perform better and be long-lasting in their services, you can give them goodies to raise their stats, looks, technique, and mental health. The better the letter grade, the more desirable the girl is. However, there is a catch. If your talent girl's mental health goes below D, they will be rendered unusable. If your talent girl becomes pregnant, they will also become unusable. These conditions are permanent, and this game's method of removing those conditions is by dumping them out on the street. So in order to obtain new girls, you'll go out on the streets and capture new talent. It's like Pokemon, where the good ones you keep and the bad ones you release back into the wild. This also includes the one-of-a-kind shiny rarity girls, each with their own special CGs. Rinse and repeat. Any questions? Alright, now that I've disgusted some of you from our Aero visual novel tour of Dohna Dohna, whoever's left, let's continue. Considering that this is from the same developers who gave you Evenicle and Rance of all things, this should come as no surprise. I myself was prepared for the cruel acts I was doing, even when some of the girls had backstories to them. Which is why I'm warning you now, if you do plan on buying Dohna Dohna, be prepared, as the less than ethical, morally questionable management of sex workers will be in your future. Especially when you try to optimize the girls for massive gains. There's going to be a point where you're going to find yourself thinking to yourself, alright, so this girl has good technique stats, but she has low mentality and looks. She might not last long. Also, I don't have any pregnancy pills on hand to use. I might end up dumping her. She's not that good to keep. It's these type of decisions that'll test your moral compass, if you can't disassociate from the act. It's even worse when these girls receive questionable clients, like one who can inflict the wounded trait. Hey, but at least you're making bank, rolling in shit tons of money. Anything for that 20 million yen Mistress CG reward.
パッとクリアしちゃったからボーナス出しちゃう。お姉さんとデート。
Now, the other half of Dohna Dohna's gameplay is in its turn-based RPG. Navigating through areas like a dungeon, the Nayuta clan encounters enemies in order to reach the end, picking up items and women along the way. I'm not kidding, I spent too much time in this damn hospital stealing pregnancy pills and nurses left and right. Battles consist of a turn-based system where the player has to rotate through characters and skills consisting of different ranges and attack types to fight the various enemies. Why the only character that can use a gun has to fire at point-blank range is beyond me, but then again, Kira wields a neon pink chainsaw for a weapon, so I guess anything's fair game. The gameplay is simple and easy to pick up. I didn't have much of a problem, aside from the occasional bullshit enemies and their crits, but you should do fine normally. However, the bad end CGs are unlocked by losing in story-critical areas or by taking too long to rescue your party members, the multiple times it happens. The story of Dohna Dohna itself features the rebellious group known as Nayuta. Together, they rise up against Asabi, a large corporation that dominates the city and its citizens through its massive influence over every aspect of their lives. So it's up to the Nayuta clan to disrupt the Asabi group's plans through various mischievous deeds, while also fighting off the other gangs in the city, including sword-obsessed samurai and breakdancing jesters. But for a ragtag group of rebels, the Nayuta clan feels more like a close university friend group than revolutionaries. Kira is a fun fun gal girl with super wholesome moments, Alice is adorably cute, Medeko's super sweet, Kikuchiyo is as hard as stubborn tsundere as you can get, but I still love her, and Porno, yes you heard me right, Porno, takes with Kuma on an entirely different level. Most of their character stories and fun conversations are unlocked through raising your affection with them, either by leveling up in battle or by giving them nice clothing and manga volumes. The best part is that by raising their affection, it also gives you gameplay boosting effects as well as sweet H scenes from the female party members. It's also needed to get character specific endings too. In general, the whole cast has a good dynamic between each other, and it's these interactions and conversations that I end up liking a fair amount, which makes it extremely jarring on why running a brothel organization is part of their schemes. Sure, our main character Kuma over here, the logical tactician, decides that this is the most optimal money-making method, but it's so harshly different from the story's fun, playful vibe, even with the darker overtone from Asabi and the bad ending CGs featuring the female cast. So here's a couple of tips to help avoid some of the more darker content. 1. Don't pursue the unique heroines. 2. Do the story mission immediately if a character is gone from the party. 3. Don't die. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Some story critical areas have bad ending CGs if you wipe out there. You don't have to obtain these of course, but for those going for that 100% CG completion, oh boy, it's one hell of a task. In conclusion, while Dohna Dohna is visually one of a kind with a style that'll surely catch your eye, the harshest criticism I can give is that the visual novel leans into the style over substance idea, followed by a vicious moral whiplash and unclear audience. Newcomers are going to be attracted to the art style, but might be turned off by the brothel gameplay. Meanwhile, I suspect that older Alicesoft fans aren't going to find the story and gameplay that much intensive compared to their other titles. And yet, I'm recommending it, because despite all these faults, I can still say I had a lot of fun with it. Watching the Nayuta gang hang out together was enjoyable to watch, including all of the personal one-on-one moments between Kuma and the girls. And to be honest, I actually really got invested into raising my talents. There's something glorious about optimizing and having S-rank stats across the board. It was a fun experience I'm sure I'll remember for a long while. In a way, playing Dohna Dohna was like raising your own talent girl. It's all about how much work you put into it, whether you're willing to get max affection with the whole cast, obtaining all of the characters' unique endings, and raising 20 million yen for that singular mistress CG. Dohna Dohna, Let's Do Bad Things Together gets a 3 out of 5 with a seal of recommendation from me. And as always, subscribe if you liked the video and want to see more. Check back every week for new content. You can follow me on Twitter at TheAugustDale if you are interested. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.